What is up, everyone? This will be my Galio jungle video, and I've been hyping up the Galio jungle, and after a lot of games I've been playing him, he's really strong, and he's probably one of the best teamfight junglers in the game right now. So for rune setup, I really like to go the sorcery page with phase rush. For items, you just have to rush Liandry's first item. Once you get Liandry's, you're extremely strong. Before that, you just want to make sure you don't get cheese early game so you can actually get to that point of the item. Second item is Rift Maker. Later, you can go into more AP or armor build, which is, Thorn Mail is really OP. For example, this game, I'm against a pretty much AD comp, so I'm going to itemize armor after my Rift Maker. For pathing, start blue or red, but generally you want to start red if you want a healthier clear. So start red level 1, and then start Q, and you'll be maxing your Q first. And his early clear, you can full clear before crab, but you can get pretty low. So you want to make sure you're not going to be getting cheese at all. So starting red is just going to help. And your Q, the AoE does percent health damage. You can see it does a lot of damage. So just make sure the circle part is always sort of hitting, so you can kind of get that value. And here I'm just going to kind of smite and then move on to the next camp. So the goal is to kind of have your Q hit the big monsters because of the AoE effect. It does percent health damage, so make sure they're kind of sticking inside of it. That's something you're gonna, try to remember. And here also make sure your passive, you just kind of let them stack up and then auto once to kind of kill them all. His clear overall should be full clear before crab. You can get cheese, so always be aware of that. But here you want to make sure you Q a bit, then just E and keep the big one inside the AoE effect. Afterwards, you want to make sure you just kind of kite. So here we're gonna be playing in Diamond 1 Masters rank, and what I've noticed with Galio is people just love to cheese. So expect to get cheese this game against the Lee Sin. So there's a chance I might get cheese. What I want to do is just start the wolves first. If you cheese me, it's let it be. And I'm just going to start Q here and E there. So your W doesn't actually work on camp, so you're going to be saving that ability till later. What I need to know is Lee Sin on my blue. So I'm going to be a little cautious here. Q this way and just keep the wolf camp, aggroed, and then just E like that afterwards. So you can see he actually did finish my blue. And now he's going bot side for surprisingly a double kill. Okay, so we'll just have to play with that information. The Jhin, I mean, there is a chance to kill, but I need to get my Gromp at least. But it's just kind of difficult to get a kill there without my W. He didn't actually do my blue, so he was going to do it. But in the end, he left it. So here we're just going to do the blue and just farm. You just want to make sure you get your jungle clear. Trust me, as everything going on in the early game, it's going to feel bad, whatever's happening. But just make sure you play for yourself. Even though you have incredible gank abilities, like the goal is to just make sure you farm first, and then afterwards you kind of play for whatever other stuff you can. So here I'm going to just pot up early because I'm going to go for the crab here, and then we're just going to go for the gank mid, right? So our ganks are just extremely powerful, so you want to play for that. And Pantheon should just be an easy kill for us to go and just get here. So here we're going to go for the gank, and the trick is to just make sure you get into W range, right? So that's all you kind of want to do. I do have flash as well. And you can see this W knock up CC into a one shot. Q here, passive auto. I may have to flash. And my Q is still there, so Bard could finish this off. Overall, that was a pretty good fight for us, especially if Bard can get that one kill. But he should just back up. It's not looking like it's happening anymore. Well, overall, really good fight. So if you full clear, you're going to have enough for this item, which is Faded Ashes. And if you get a kill or anything, or 2 assists, you're going to have enough for this item, which is... Ooh, Lee Sin, you little sad boy, Lee Sin. You're going to have for Dark Seal. So always full finish Faded Ashes. It's just going to help your clear a lot. And then after that, you want to go into like a Dark Seal. What's going on there? So Faded Ashes, then Dark Seal. Those are your 2 goals for your early game buy. And then from here, your clear is actually really fast. So now your clear is fast, and it's going to be really healthy. And I would say, personally for me though, I would say you really spike so hard on Liandry's. Like really emphasize it because it's just going to be your huge buy, right? So everything happening, don't worry so much about what's happening. Don't fall behind right now because the game is going to get so free once you get your first item on him. So what I try to do, like what I realized is like you're going to get baited into like a lot of fights and stuff like that. But here, I mean, this is just a quick one. If he needs me, I'll go. If he doesn't, I'm just going to leave here. And yeah, just don't get baited into like bad fights, right? Like you want to make sure it's just everything is going kind of smooth, everything is going slow, and you're just getting your jungle camps. You want to gank after your clear is over. If you can kind of pull this off, you're going to be winning so many games. Because I actually really, you know, I think this champion is just broken as hell. It took some time to kind of figure out how I wanted to play him. Your team fights are just insane. Your damage is just insane once you get Liandry's. And you become a tank, like a literal god tank, if you want to go into like more defense items. Or you just become an AP threat too if you want to go into more AP. That's just how it is. So here the Elise is going in. Don't have damage to kill, unfortunately. Damn, the Jhin gets 6 off that. I needed Bard to be with me on Elise here. She might die. That should die, though. Honestly, I got a little bit of cash there. So here, we're going to go into the other item. Honestly, that depth isn't so bad because the reason in beaking... we full cleared, right? We got our farm off. My CS is good. I don't care so much about deaths like that because I was able to clear first before that. If you can full clear and you're dead afterwards, that's a-okay, trust me, because like I said, you're really about that scaling element and you really have to take what you can because you're going to outscale pretty much everyone in the game super hard. And no matter what jungler the enemy team picks, you're just sort of going to bring so much more value than they can, you know, possibly bring. This guy... You can see that's an example of, you know, all the value we can bring. Here, our passive is really good for, you know, how much damage we can bring. What the hell is this minion, Brock? Oh my god. She'll die in a second. I have my mana on my E coming up. Okay. He has ward, I might die, but he messed up. All right, Leeson, you got me. You got me. Huge value, though. That minion block should be illegal, by the way. I mean, honestly, it's just what was happening there. But yeah, your passive auto is the AoE effect. It helps a lot with your clear. There are some combos on Galio that I'm going to show you, but most importantly, when you're playing him, is just understand that your W is a channel effect. It has a passive. It gives you like a magic shield. But the channel, it can taunt between half a second, 1.5. So you want the 1.5. So you have to hold it for at least like a second to get that, right? So what you're going to notice is me holding my W. It gets bigger too when you hold it down. That's like sort of your goal. I don't think this fight's going to be good, so I'm going to just farm. Bard is kind of baiting our team a bit, which is unfortunate, but... I mean, I don't really know what to do. This wave is huge, though. We don't want to give it away. So we're just grab the wave. Mbessa also getting baited by Bard. They have a roaming comp, right? So we don't want to be chain fighting, right? I don't care about the void grubs. I really don't. I don't care about dragon because like it's nice to get the dragon too, but I'm not going to hurt my farm, right? Like we talked about, where are we going, right? We're going for Liandry's buy. Once we get Liandry's buy, that's a huge power point for us, a huge spike that there shouldn't really be much else on your mind till you get your jungle farm. You want to make sure you prioritize all that jungle camps. At least in catching mid wave. Interesting. I could go and just like catch as well. I might as well because Echo does have TP coming up though. So I'm going to just get the crab here. Like you don't want to do objectives when they're not super free, right? So here, I mean, I technically can dragon only if my bot lane wants to help me. But my bot lane's not in good condition to help me. Because she's low. Her HP is not the best. Okay, I don't care about dragon right now then. So that's how like I think like it has to be a really free dragon. Plus when we get Liandry's, it's going to be really good for us to do pretty much anything. So here I'm just going to base early because I want Liandry's. And then I can look to like do a dragon or play really aggressive. And you could just play around your ultimate too, like we talked about. I like to max E second. I would say maxing W second is better into like AP comps, but if you're against like a normal comp, E second is just going to give you more cooldowns, more damage on your clear, and just a lot of value. So here I'm coming with my ultimate. So this at least should die. So here we're going to Q. And we're going to go on Thisu. So you can see the phase rush proccing, really huge value. And here my E's back up, so E knock up, and just keep autoing and moving. Wait for your abilities. Beautifully done. You can see that value. I want to be sort of ulting when they want to go in, right? Like I want to be that sort of counter engage with my ultimate. Your ultimate is that counter engage. You need the enemy team to really commit to it. That Bard getting jumped on really good for me because I can do it. And you can see the Liandry's damage was huge. And that's how you want to play your early game. If you play just like this, you're going to see, you know, insane value. I mean, this game is pretty much free too because I'm only going to get stronger. The early game is where you can get cheese. I found it where like I'm getting cheese early game, like level 3 or something. That's usually where you're going to have issues. So you always want to be careful about that. My advice for that is just start red and make sure you think about your clear and don't get baited into like bad plays. Your flash, really good for ganks, right? But easy to fall behind by like having to chain fight, right? People just love, in solo queue, people love to just chain fight. Like they want to fight all the time. All the time, right? It's just really bad for your game. And here there's 4 people top side. Why is there 4 people top side? Who knows, right? They love to fight. And they just love... They love that. Ooh. Bessa, come on now. W. Honestly, not bad though, because it was an uneven fight when we traded 2 for 2. Plus, they're soaking up a lot of waves together. So here, Riftmaker, boots wise, you can see the enemy team is pretty AD heavy, so the armor boots is just going to help a lot. Go into like Riftmaker second. Your general build will always just be Liandry's Riftmaker. From there, you can go like Thornmail into like an auto-based comp. You can go into Zonya's against a comp that's like probably not as AD heavy, but you still want, you know, some power, the AP build. But a lot of times Thornmail is a really good item against AD comps. It's really cheap, and just going Thornmail third is really good. Frozen Heart also really good into like an AD heavy comp. This comp is really AD heavy, so if you face comps like this, you want either Thornmail or Frozen Hearts. And based off the champions, you know, both are fine. I'll just think about it more as I'm sort of clearing. But yes, you want to max your W sec, or you want to max your Q first and your E second. E just helps you clear faster too. Your W doesn't work on jungle camps, unfortunately. So you don't really want to be using it. And also your ultimate's a really long cooldown, so you're not going to have these amazing ulti counter ganks all the time. But if you do have your ultimate up, it's really good to just be like, hey, I'm just going to farm, right? There's like nothing else really going on. I'm just going to farm. And it's usually really good for your game if you just have that. This Pantheon's trying to cover mid. So here, people try to cover tower. Your W makes them attack. So you can actually get good value here if they kind of mess this up. So here he's going to attack and tank tower, and that pretty much kills him here. And now you can just kind of kite around and then kill this person too. Unfortunately, Lee Sin had kick there. So you're really good at defending towers. Remember, taunt them as soon as possible if they're in tower range. It's going to force them to attack you, right? That's your W, is a taunt, AoE taunt. It forces people to start autoing you, so you can pretty much force them to hit you first. Especially under tower, you just want to W them, and they're pretty much dead. W into E knockup is really important. The comboing is really important on Galio. All the time, you have to get in range, right? So you start with an E. If you can hit them with the E, you want to Q them right after, and then hold W and taunt them. If you cannot hit them with the E, then sometimes you just have to channel W right away, try to get it in range, then Q. Once they're taunted, you want to kind of Q right after. So here I have an actual good angle to go in. Maybe that hit him. It could kill if it hits. My Q does a lot of damage. I mean, they're just really fighting. And, you know, these fights, maybe they think it's good for them. But let me just tell you one thing. They're good for me. And I like good fights. I like them good. And from here, we're like insanely tanky. You just look at their damage. Besides Elise. Yes, Elise is AP. But honestly, she'll get outscaled. So I don't want to get into like whichever one. So either go Thornmail into this situation or you go Frozen Heart. They're around the same price. Thornmail is just better into, you know, more auto-based spammers. Frozen Heart is just like attack speed, slow radius. So it's good into like, you know, heavy attack speed champions. They're not really attack speed that much, but I mean, we'll see what we prefer. The thing about Thorn or Frozen Heart I really like is just the ability haste it gives you. So if I want more cooldowns, I want more ability haste. It's a really good item for that, but I might want more HP, so I might just go Thornmail first. Personally, I think we shouldn't really let them do that, because I can just chunk them here. We want to E the Jhin and just go on the Jhin right away. And then once we're here, our W is up again. We want to E. If we can E. Very nicely done. I mean, that's just how I do it. I'm a juicer. The juice. Here, I'm just going to steal their jungle as I play for, you know, whatever. And the phase rush is just insane for the mobility you're going to be getting, right? So, this is how I play Galio jungle. It's really broken. I'm surprised no one else is really playing it. It's probably because its early game feels weak, but people don't understand. Once you get Leandries, I'm telling you, everything is so broken. And you have a lot, with this setup, you have so much ability haste and movement speed. And you just spam your abilities in team fight. There's like no hope for people. So yeah, just, I mean, I usually, you know, for you guys, Thornmail third is just always going to be, you know, generally good. For MR, that's where it's like, you know, you have a few options, but my E is coming up, so I should be able to kill her. Alright, she's probably gonna burn. Maybe not, though. This should kill her. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I was not going to let that slide. You just want to kind of wither people down with your Q poke. Your Q does a lot of value. Make sure you kind of Q poke people down. And here, I mean, realistically, I mean, I don't really want to be running around the map for like an hour. So I'm just gonna, I might as well start the deck. Remember I talked about Herald. Herald I really don't like that much, but like in this situation, it's kind of free. So I don't hate the idea of doing it. Just gonna ulti here because I think it's a really good fight for us. And then I'm gonna kite as I go in. Keep queuing. I'm gonna run from now because I have no mana. Another issue with is your mana cost. That's why Frozen Heart can be good. If you're not really like full mana or health from jungling, you're gonna fall behind in that regard. Yeah, for MR items, you can go this MR cloak item if you like. You can also go Spear of Visage, you can go Abyssal Mask, or you can go the Kinetic Recurn item. Abyssal Mask can be good if you want more damage. And generally, your champion inherently is really OP against like magic damage, right? Because your passive of your W gives you a huge magic shield. When you hold down W, you can see this is a max on. And also, it reduces magic damage by 43% and then reduces physical damage by 20%. So whenever you press W, you're reducing a lot of magic damage, whether it taunts or not. You're going to be reducing, you know, magic damage. So if the Karthus ultis me and my W's up, you should always just press W because you're going to reduce that magic damage by 40%. And if you taunt someone, it just refreshes the damage reduction for like 2 more seconds. So it's good when you start with W, you're going to get tankier, so you always want to hit that W. It gives you, you know, the magic shield or the magic reduction plus physical reduction. The physical one is like half value. So generally, you're much better into AP comps, but also itemization against AD comps is really easy for you because you can just go Thornmail, you can go Frozen Heart, you can even go, you know, Zhonya's as well, right? So that's why, you know, physicals, honestly, in my games have felt really easy because of the things I said. Here we start with E and we W right away. E again is up, Q right after. E again, up, hold W in case someone was here. E again, you know, Q and stuff like that. That's like rinse and repeat. That's how you want to be doing it. Very simple, very straightforward. And yeah, I hope you really like this video. I think Galio Jungle is really broken, so I've been playing it a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna upload more videos of him. I definitely think you should give it a go, see how you like him. And yeah, let me know. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.